Well, hello everyone, and welcome to KingPittdawg Racing. I am Kevin, and I'm just signing on here for a short time. We're going to put up a short little practice lobby for anybody that might want to come in. But I am working on making posts and announcements, and I just realized if you look at the clock on the car, it's actually accurate. I never noticed that before, but the clock on this car is accurate to the time right now. I just noticed that usually you think that's just something that's just static, but it's actually accurate to the time. I never noticed that before. But those who don't know, and I do apologize, I've been extremely busy with real world stuff in real life, IRL, whatever you want to call it. But we have the MultipleMiata event coming up this weekend. This is the spec car that I've designed, and this will be one of the future cars that we emphasize in the series. This car was a spec at 2,000 pounds, 200 horsepower, based on the NRA Roadster factory spec race car. So we've made this a little bit more aggressive. For this weekend's races, we're going to run the S Miata with some power adds and a sport suspension upgrade. On comfort tires, we're going to run this particular car on sports tires, set to spec, and then we're going to be running the touring car, race car, set to the MMTCC spec, which was the Mazda Miata Touring Car Championship we had last year. And the car is just an excellent car, and it's very competitive. Easy to drive. The goal with this car here is to try to make a car that doesn't fall into that spec category with the with BOP, where you get the meta car. So developing these race cars that we've got, I'm probably going to have about 4 to 5 classes of different cars that we're building up. But these cars are going to be a blast. Especially the stock car, because it has very little adds. It's going to be very interesting seeing how everybody handles those at Tsukuba, because we added some power to the chassis, about 21 horse, and didn't do much but allow a sport suspension. We'll be going to be on comfort tires, so basically all season tires. This car will normally be driven once we get into that this calling it the FQ2 spec Miata. This is going to be normally driven on racing tires when we run it next year. So looking at having these cars that we can have, so we can get rid of those meta cars. And we got a whole bunch of the SSR cars. I went through and made just about every car that could possibly qualify into the SSR, the sport spec racer, I call it, race car. Sport spec race car, which is basically standard cars that we've taken and modified to the full amount that we can modify them and keep them into a specific category of power and weight. So they should be, I think that'll be some pretty fun competitive racing with those. This weekend, though, it's all about the Miatas. We are combining this event with the PRG Trans Am Summer Series. This is the HECS Summer Series. Both of them were Event 2. We had the last weekend, we had the PRG race, and we were at Tsukuba, where we're going to be this week. This weekend here as well. This is a 2-part event as opposed to like 2 events. We're actually making it 2 parts, and then so we're having 2 parts, 2 days this weekend. Part 2, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Part 2 this weekend, 2 separate nights of racing. We're going to be racing Saturday night at approximately 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And we'll be starting off with 2 15-lap races in the S model Miata. And I will go over all of the specs here if you just hang with me. And then we will run 2 30-lap races in this spec car right here. Okay, and then we will finish off the weekend Sunday evening at our normal time. We've been running the races now about 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and that will be in the Miata Touring Car. And that particular race is going to be, we're actually going to have qualifying on that one, and then we'll run a 30-minute race to get everybody shake down their cars, and then we'll run a 60-minute race. And I'll go over. I'm going to post the points, because if anybody knows how I've been doing the points here in the HECS, we try to have multipliers, and the two races that we already ran in the Trans Am for this event, those two races were 2 times. So 2 times race 1 from last week and 2 times race 2 last week. And we had Eric come home with the victory in race 1 and Steve Sanders in race 2. Keith with the fast lap bonus and Eric with fast lap bonus in race 1 and 2 respectively. And then we had qualifying before that, Steve Sanders, Keith Watson, Eric Carson, Nook Holmes, and Cody Bama Guy in 5th. So those all would take points in that first race, and then the second race, based on the reverse start, Azriona got 5 bonus points, John Hendrickman, Nook, Zippy McGee, and Graham, which rounded out the top 5 on the second race start. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be qualifying, it's starting order that you get the points. So it because of the die roll invert we're going to use for 3 races this weekend. We're going to have mix things up a little bit. So here's the how everything's going to lay out. Saturday night, again, we're going to run the S car, and I will jump over to that just so you know what we're talking about. Let's see, where is the S car? There's the Roadster S. We'll get in the red one. So again, this is a 149 horsepower, basically stock Miata. We added about 21 horsepower to it. And you know what, I'll go over something here in just a minute, but if we go into the settings here, we're going to be running comfort tires as always. Mediums will be required in the races all weekend. I've pretty much made that a standard for the series, that mediums are required, so it'll kind of keep everybody... Mediums are kind of a good balance between sliding around too much and not. So here are your requirements for the S Miata. Now this is the ND model that you can buy right out of the Brand Central. It's a very inexpensive car to build. My goal was 50,000 credits to run this car, and I think that's about what you can get it at. Again, you only have to buy comfort medium tires. It's going to be a sprint race. You're not going to come into pit on this in this particular race. But sport suspension is all that allowed, and as you can see, there are no settings allowed on the sport suspension. No differential gear, no transmission. I am allowing a full control computer. So basically, this would be things like putting a tune on a car and then running the racing air filter, muffler, and exhaust manifold. So a header, exhaust, and an air intake. The brake system, I will allow the sport brake system with racing brake pads, which would be similar to what you would run. And then if you upgraded your clutch, you're probably not going to put a racing clutch, but you would put a semi-racing clutch in there to make sure you got good tune in that. So this room will be set to a max of 446. Okay, so if I put this car over on soft tires, comfort softs, and measure it, it's 445.34. So I'm going to make the room max for these first 2 races 446, and then the horsepower limit is going to be 149, and the weight requirement is going to be 2183. Okay, so that's going to be the minimum. That's race 1 and 2 this weekend, and first race is going to be based on the average finish, and I'm going to go over that in just a few minutes, of the races in the first part in the Trans Am. So there's your spec car. There are no engine mods allowed, no weight reduction, nothing. It's basically just some bolt-on stuff, and we're going. Any 16-inch wheels, as long as they're not wide, offset, and wide. And this car is not a wide car. This is a stock car. So as stock as you can possibly get it. You go over here to Brand Central. Go to Mazda. This car right here buy that car. $24,950, very inexpensive. So I'm going to buy another one just so I can show you. This is a very simple, like I said, very simple changeover here on this car. So we buy the $24,950. We're going to get in that car, yes. And then we're going to go over, first things first, we're going to go to the GT Auto, go to car customization, and you can run any wheels you want as long as they're 16-inch and as long as they're, let's put something different on this one just to make it look different. Let's put these on this one. 16-inch, standard size, standard size. So that's the S car. This is the very basic car. So if you don't have wheels, you might spend a little bit there. But then you can go over to racing items, or custom parts, that's what it is. Custom parts, none of these things are added, no wing. Racing items, we're going to add a roll cage. Okay. And then you can add tow hooks if you want. You don't have to. But I always like the hooks. We're gonna put the straps on this one just because it's cheaper. It's a cheaper alternative to a metal one. And hood pins, I'm not even gonna put hood pins on it because it's a stock car. Other parts, I always update the lights. And then the license plate, I like to get rid of the front plate. So that's it. There's your car, and we've spent what, $25,000. I had some parts, so you'd spend a little bit more there. So now we go to our tuning area. Go to understeer, or as I like to call it, FQ2 Performance Shop. Okay, nothing. We're going to go backwards. Nothing in Ultimate. Nothing in Extreme. We are going to get racing brake pads, racing exhaust manifold, racing muffler, racing air filter, and then the last thing we're going to go get, and this is all we're going to get out of here, okay? There's none of this stuff is allowed in this one, on this car. Fully customizable computer under semi-racing. The semi-racing clutch and flywheel. There, now we've spent, what, 40-some-odd thousand right now? And then we're going to go over to... There's only $1,000 for the sports brake kit. That's why I'm trying to get, like I said, try to keep this one on a budget. And then the sports suspension. Basically some fancy coilovers. And there we go. We've spent, what is it, 50,000 credits, pretty much even, right on the dot. Now again, there may be you may spend a little bit more on some the cosmetic stuff, but I would like to see a roll bar on all these cars. But that's it. You gotta have some comfort medium tires. So I am going to buy all three. If we ever run this car, it'll always be on comforts, most likely. So that is your S car for the first race. Okay, now going into that first race. So what we're going to do, we're going to have the first race based on the average finishing order from the Part 1 events in the Trans Am. So our starting lineup is as follows: Steve Sanders on the pole, gets the 5 bonus points. Eric Carson second, gets 4 bonus points. Myself in third, gets 3 bonus points. Keith Watson in fourth, gets 2 bonus points. And John Hendrickman rounds out the top 5 in the number 5 car. And he will get 1 bonus point for the start. Rounding out the field is Nook Holmes, Zippy McGee, Cody Bamaguy, Graham Asriona, and Adam. Those are the cars that participated in the Trans Am event, and so they are automatically qualified for the first race and have their position determined. Something I was going to mention here. Now we go into the second race, so we're going to have 2 15-lap races in the S car. Okay, so let me get out of that. Let me get out of here. We're going to have two 15-lap races in the S car, and then we will be jumping over to what I'm calling the FQ2 spec Miata, and that was the goal. 2,000 pounds, 200 horsepower was the goal. This car requires a little bit more money spending on it to make it happen. So let me go over that. Let's switch cars. I'm not going to build another one of these because these are I've already got two. So we'll change car here. So we'll go to the prototype car down here. This is the car I used to develop it. So everything for this car is absolutely specific. So I'm going to be very, very detail-oriented on this car. So the first step is to go to Brand Central. Go to Mazda and buy yourself the NRA race car. It's a factory spec car, basically. Already has a sports suspension and some other stuff. So this is going to be the first thing you do. In fact, I will build it. We will build this car. I'm going to go ahead and buy another one. I'm going to leave this livery on this one. All right. So first things first. Now that you've got the car that the basis is for our spec racer, okay, we are going to go first to GT Auto. And we're going to make this car wide. That's the first thing you want to do so it doesn't change things for you. So we're going to go to car maintenance and service, and what we're going to do is go to wide body. It's only a $5,000 addition on this car. Once they pull and stretch and trim, now we've got ourselves a wide Miata. So the next step, after we're going to leave this area and we're going to go right into the cosmetic section, and we're going to add everything that makes this car what it is. We do have spec wheels on this car. So we're going to go to car customization. We're going to start at the wheels section. Now, this car, this spec wheel is the BBSF wheel, and you can run it whichever one you want. As far as color goes, there's 3 options in the BBS. In fact, I will buy all the other 2 just so you have them. Oh, the 16-inch wide. So that's $4,000 for the wheels, and I'm just going to buy the gray ones so I have them so you can see your options. 16-inch standard size, wide. And there you go. So there's your gray. And you got, those are like a flat black gray color. Custom parts. Front lip spoiler, part type B. That's the one you want to use. Okay, I already own it. So once you buy it once, it's cheaper. So, and then the side is again going to be type B. The rear is going to be type A. That is your splitter style rear bumper, and then the wing is 1 wing allowed, and that is custom wing medium type 22. That is the wing type 22. Okay, and that is the only one allowed. This car will be spec, and that will stay static. Okay, when we go to racing items, hood pins, you can add whichever ones you want. I tend to like these. They're cleaner and more flush. And then tow hooks. You can run either one, but I like Type B on these more professional cars. The car already comes with a roll cage. Other parts, of course, as we talked before, I like to have the brightest lights, the brightest, whitest lights. And then license plate, Type A, rear only. You can run whichever type you want, but I would like to see no license plate on the front. And as you see, we can't do anything with the caliper color yet. So let's back out, and now we're going to go in and tune this car. And this car requires quite a bit of work. So let me go into that. And we're going to go backwards on this one again. I like to do backwards because, like I said, this car actually already comes with sports suspension and a couple other things. So we're going to go first thing to the ultimate. Titanium connecting rods and pistons. Again, this is going to make this car very durable, and that makes the rotational lighter, and it should rev faster with this. That's part of it. And then we're going to go over to the extreme, where we're not going to do anything, and we're going to go straight to racing. And we're going to start from the bottom here. Brake balance controller. We're going to skip over the fully customizable suspension here. Racing clutch and flywheel. Racing, you can run either one of the racing brake kits you want. I think I've been running the drilled on this one, so we're going to get this car a little different. Racing brake pads. Racing exhaust manifold. Racing muffler. Racing air filter. And then we're going to go back here, and we're going to go to... there's my cursor. The fully customizable manual transmission. Fully customizable LSD. The height adjustable sport suspension is the one we're going to use on this car. And then we're going to avoid all of this stuff. We're going to have the racing crankshaft. The fully customizable computer. And I think we're going to have to go back to the sports now, and we're going to do weight reduction stage 1. Buy our sports tires, which are required for this event. And again, you only have to purchase medium. We're going to have 30 laps in this car. I don't think there's going to be pits, but I am setting the rooms to 5 times fuel and tires. So it's going to be a little more wear than what we're used to. We usually run 4 times in the rooms. So right now we're at 163 horsepower. So we're going to go through what we've already got. No turbocharger or anything. We're going to do the bore up. Gonna have to verify this. I'm trying to do this off. Oh, and if you're buying a car, just go ahead and get the power restrictor and ballast. So there's 2 things we avoid, and I need to go look that up here. So bear with me here as we switch cars, and I get in the one that's already built, because I want to show you the right things here. So this will only take a second. We'll switch over here. Yeah, it's bore up, not stroke up. Engine balance tuning, no polish ports, high lift cam, racing crank, high compression pistons. Okay. Weight reduction stage 1 and 2. Whoops, I meant to go to the left, not out. Alright, so we'll go back to the tuning shop. Alright, we're going to bore up and high compression pistons. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh, engine balance tuning. There we go. That gets us at 191. I think we use this high lift camshaft. That gets us right to 200. Okay, so there's your list. So in the sports, we're going to do weight reduction stage 1. Get your sports tires across the board there. I think it comes on Comfort Softs in this particular setup. Bore up, high lift camshaft, high compression pistons. Ignore the sport suspension because that is already on the car. Power restrictor and ballast. And then the racing crankshaft, fully customizable computer, height adjustable sport suspension, fully customizable LSD, fully customizable manual transmission, engine balance tuning, racing air filter muffler and exhaust, racing brake pads and kit, brake balance controller, racing clutch and flywheel, and then over in your Ultimate you're going to have the titanium connecting rods and pistons. Now, I had mentioned before in other videos that I might, if you don't have the Ultimate, that I might allow a weight reduction, but I'm not going to be able to do that because I'm going to have to set the room to the specific weight. So one thing I did notice that we did not do is weight reduction stage 2, which you need to do. That's going to get you to 1,980 pounds. Now, I'm setting the room at 2,000 pounds, so you're not going to be able to get a weight advantage here if you don't have the Ultimate. You're just going to be down 9 horsepower until you get that. That Ultimate's just going to be part of it. If you're down 9 horsepower, you might have a little bit of an advantage as far as throttle on, but that's about it. So, just to review, going back all the way to the beginning, in the sports, we're going to get weight reduction stage 1. In club sports, weight reduction stage 2. You don't have to get the power restrictor, but you will need to get the ballast. I would suggest getting the power restrictor if you're building a spec car, because next season, and possibly even in the Fall Championship Series, we will be adding not only ballast to cars, but also power restriction. So, and that's going to be for cars that win a lot. So if you win in the race or are on the podium, you're going to get probably a power reduction, and then I may do a combination of power reduction and ballast. So again, we're going to need sports tires for this race. Mediums are required. You can get hard and soft if you want, but you definitely have to run mediums. You may be able to make it the whole race. It's going to be a 30-lap race in this car, so I believe it'll make it on fuel. You're probably going to be running about like a 101 to maybe a 104 or 105 in this car, as far as time goes. So weight reduction stage 1, weight reduction stage 2, ballast for sure. Semi-racing, you're going to go with the racing crankshaft and fully customizable computer, the height adjustable sport suspension, fully customizable LSD and manual transmission, not the racing transmission, engine balance tuning, racing air filter, muffler, and exhaust, racing brake pads and kit, whichever one of these you want, the racing clutch and flywheel, and the brake balance controller. And the last thing to get you your 200 horsepower is the titanium connecting rods and pistons. So once you've built the car, then you've got to set it up to make the room. So you're going to go over to settings. And you're going to add 9 kilograms of ballast. That gets you the 2,000 pounds. And our spec racer is all done. There it is. Bore up, no stroke up. Engine balance tuning, no polished ports. High lift camshaft. Titanium connecting rods and pistons. Racing crankshaft, high compression pistons. And then weight reduction stage 1 and 2. There it is. That is your spec FQ2 spec Miata. And that'll be races 3 and 4 this weekend, 30-minute races. And so far these cars seem very stable and fun. And there's not a huge amount of things you can adjust on the suspension, which will make it fairly even, so everybody's going to have the same issues. The cars run really, really well. So I think it'll be a good, fun race in this car as well. So that gets us down to the last car, the one we're running Sunday evening. And we'll be running two 30-minute a 30-minute and a 60-minute race Sunday, but we're also going to have qualifying in the Roadster touring car. So that's going to be pretty much a straight-up race into the qualifying heat. And the qualifying heat race will allow you to mess around because that car allows more settings. So I did build a new one of these. So this is your Roadster touring car, factory race car, basically. And I'm going to look in the settings in here and show you what the things are allowed. Stroke up, engine balance, tuning, and racing crankshaft. Okay? Those are the three things on the engine side. And then the racing air filter muffler. No exhaust manifold. Racing drilled or slotted discs with the racing brake pads. Brake balance controller is optional, not necessary, but I would suggest it. Hola! And then clutch and flywheel racing. Fully customizable suspension, LSD, full control computer, fully customizable racing transmission. And that'll get you to 251 horsepower. So I'll take you over to through everything. Wheels are not spec, but we do need to be running similar wheels, so I don't really want to see. I don't think you can put 20s on this thing, but let's just take a look just to be safe. So 17-inch standard tire is going to be the tire for the race. And you only get standard and standard, so I think you only get 17. No, I guess you could do 18 or 19, but 17-inch are going to be the size for the spec car here, the touring car. And I want the standard wing on there. And then you can do whatever you want with this caliper, this stuff. Alright, so now we are in the understeer engineering tuning shop. So we'll go backwards. I think it's easier to go backwards because some of the stuff, like I said, comes on this car. So we are looking for 251 horsepower, 1,753 pounds, which the 1,753 pounds is what the car comes with stock. So once you've bought your Roadster touring car out of the Mazda section, we're going to go in here and do a little bit of engine modification. So we'll start up here with a stroke up and engine balance tuning. Add our racing air filter, muffler, and exhaust. I'm sorry, the exhaust manifold is already on there. The racing brake pads in either kit you want. The brake balance controller, fully customizable computer, racing clutch and flywheel, fully customizable racing transmission, and get your hard tires. Now this will be an endurance race, so we'll have a 30-minute and a 60-minute. So there will be pit stops. So you can run mediums, you can run softs and hards, whichever one you prefer. Then we're going to add the racing crankshaft under semi-racing, the fully customizable computer. And again, it comes with a height adjustable sport suspension. We're adding the fully customizable LSD and manual. I'm sorry, we got the racing transmission over here. So this is what it came with, as it came with this height adjustable sport suspension. We've been over all of that, so reviewing from the beginning now this way. We're going to be going into semi-racing and starting with the racing crankshaft, fully customizable computer, fully customizable LSD, fully customizable suspension, brake balance controller, racing clutch and flywheel, fully customizable racing transmission. Get your racing hard, medium, and soft tires. Racing brake kit, air filter and exhaust. And that does it. 251 horsepower, 1,753 pounds. Now something I noticed on this, so I'm going to be setting the rooms based on the max that the car will allow. So we're setting the first room at 446. Okay, that'll be on soft, comfort soft tires. And it's 149 horsepower, which is 51 horsepower away from 200, which was my goal with the spec car. 2,000 pounds is what we aimed as a feat here for the FQ2 spec Miata. Now, the room will be set at a max of 565, which is the car built with sports soft tires. And then for the Roadster touring car, the room with soft racing tires would be 644. And that is 251 horsepower and 1,753 pounds. Now something is really weird because I wrote this down, and it's going to seem really strange, but the numbers in the rooms are 446, 565, 644. So it's 44, 65, 65, 644. So it's 65, 656, 44. So it's the same forward and backwards, which is really odd. But the Roadster touring car is 51 horsepower over 200, and the S model car is 51 horsepower under 200. So this couldn't be any more squared off and perfect with how it worked out. I mean, it's just absolutely perfect. the way the cars are so divided so evenly. So, just to review. Room settings. For the first race, I will set the room up, the initial room up, at this number. So we'll be practicing, when we start the room for practice, you're going to be practicing in the S car. Okay? And that's going to be 446 PP level, 149 horse, 2,183 pound minimum. So 149 horse max, 2,183 pound minimum. And we'll run the first two races, and then we'll have a practice session where I'll change the room to 565 PP level, 200 horse, 2,000 pounds. Okay, and that would be the first night. So that will close out the night. And we're going to start in the late morning and work our way through the day for each race. Okay, now the Sunday evening race is going to start in the early afternoon, and that one will go into the first race will be probably go towards night, and then the second race will go into the night. So we'll be running in the dark in the 60-minute race for at least part of it. We'll be 5 times everything, pretty much. This whole event is 5 times event points. And then the races, tentatively, I've got the S model races at 2 times points, the FQ2 spec at twice that, at 4 times points, and the Roadster touring car races at 5 times points. So So we'll see how things work out. The Roadster Touring Car 60-minute race is going to be the granddaddy of the racing this weekend. So that's going to have the most points. So 2 times, 4 times, and 5 times for the races. So if you miss it early, make sure you get there later. So that's about all I wanted to talk about for the event, and hopefully everybody's got a good understanding of the cars. If you have any questions, just PM me. They're really pretty simple to make if you just follow these instructions and my screenshots. Just make sure when you're looking at my screenshots, go backwards to go from the ultimate and backwards, because you want to use the highest ranking on those things that I've added. Like the Roadster Touring Car is going to have the fully customizable racing transmission. It's going to have the fully customizable suspension, and a few other things that, because it comes with some things stock, like the exhaust manifold and things like that. So, all right. So real quick, whoops, I bumped down a little too far there. We're going to run over to the sport mode, and I did get the Broadbean Raceway. I did get the gold record in there. After working at it, I think I ran 125 or 130 laps, and I just wanted to make sure I was down far enough. I was actually 2/10 below the gold here, and I wanted to make sure it stayed that way, because the last time, I can't remember which one it was, I had gold, it turned out being silver. So we had 2 million there, credits, and I got to do some other ones. But I didn't do the Porsche thing yet. I don't know. I think I missed the first one, so I just kind of missed out there. And I'm bronze at the Lago Maggiore one, but I only ran about 10 laps there, so. I really don't like the Red Bull, but I'm going to try to get as much credits as I can. Alright, so I took a look at the dailies the other day, and I wasn't really impressed. None of these I really wanted to run. I get so tired of Dragon Trail. Le Mans might be something I might run, but those are long races, so I probably am not going to have time before it expires with the racing this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So I'm going to go over here, open up a practice lobby if anybody wants to come in. It'll be open for all 3 cars, so it'll be pretty open. It's not going to be limited in the room, so you can come in and run whatever you want. Because I'm going to set a generic room up, and then I'm going to adjust the settings for the racing events. So, again, we're starting the first race based on the Trans Am points, and I went through that list of the starting lineup. And I'll just hit on that real quick while this is loading. Again, it's Steve, Eric, myself, Keith, John, Nook, Nick, Cody, Graham, Makoto, and Adam. So, and then anybody who wants to join, you'll just start that race at the back. And that would be by entry time. Who enters first would be, like, if I get 3 more people entering, it's going to be whoever joins the room first. So we'll keep an eye out on that. I'm going to create a new room. We're going to load settings, and I got Miata Mayhem base. Alright, we're going to set the room here. MultipleMiata Mayhem at Tsukuba. 15 laps, custom weather, starting in the late morning, 5 times. Oh, these will all be grid start races with false start check. I gotta adjust that because that should be set by host. BOP tuning is off. And then, as always in our events, slipstream strength is real, visible damage is on, mechanical damage is light. Tire wear rate this event, which is normally 4 times, is now 5 times 5 times. Well, I always use the fastest refueling rate. Grip reduction off track is real. The race finish delay, I'm actually going to make it 90 seconds. just to be safe. And then no limit right now. This is showing 644 and a minimum weight of 1753. So that'll be set for the Roadster touring car. No limit on the maximum power output at this point. Usable tires, I don't have any limit. Again, that's just for this. That will change for the race. So I will be resetting the room for the events. So I'm going to give this room, I'm going to actually save these settings and overwrite them. Yes. Am I using the Miata base? Okay. Alright, and the room is open if anybody wants to come in. And any questions for me, just post them up to me on the PlayStation app. Right in the HECS Season 2 official, or S2 official. And I'm going to take a break here from talking. I'm going to type up a couple things here, hopefully get this stuff posted tonight. I'm way behind for everything because I had to help my father here the last few nights. He got a hold of me Monday and said, my my water heater's leaking all over the basement. So went over there and got it out last night, and then he went and got it installed. I had to give him a little hand getting that warranty sorted out, but it didn't cost him anything, so it worked out good for him. And you know what, I think I'm going to open a party as well. But again, I'm going to step away here for a few minutes, but I will go ahead and start a party under my Season 2 official. So if anybody has any questions, you can just jump on the party chat. And Season 2 official. I know it's late, but if anybody wants to come in, I'll keep this up for about a half hour, and you can come in and do a little practice. I may jump on here in a few minutes, but I want to get this. I want to get these details figured out and sorted out, and get them off to the Facebook site, and also off to the PlayStation app chat. So I still haven't figured out Discord. I don't see the logic in that program. That's probably more me, but just not a big fan of that program. So I'm going to still stick with the PlayStation app because everybody will have it. Plus, it'll show up on people's PlayStation when they come up. So, hey, what's going on, guys? I got a practice lobby open if anybody wants to come in. Just for a little bit here. I'm just doing some official business. I haven't had a chance to do anything this week. So. And the room's open for all 3 cars too, so whichever one.
Your voice just started playing over.
I saw yours was spinning. Cody said hi, but I saw yours just started spinning. Or yours was just spinning, but it's up now.
So your F50 looks a lot more wider than my F40, and then, I mean, the lights look different, and maybe it's the angle of the dangle.
Guys, I'm gonna step away for just a few minutes, and I'll come back on here. Okay?
Okay, me and Bam are comparing F40 and F50.
Oh, are you? I was gonna buy the F50. I bought something else.
40.
Oh, I bought the Jaguar. That's where I spent my 2 million credits.
You don't. This is original Ferrari paint. How dare you? Got yours all fucking mod rocketed out. Damn, that thing money-wise, that F50 might be worth less than this F40, but handling and performance-wise, that shit's fucking crazy faster. Like I was turning and the shit just went straight. Hella understeer. Ah! That's what I get for looking for the soundbar remote. Into the kitty litter. Composite kitty litter, yes. The cum deposit. Holy hella understeer, dude. And these are fucking $1 million cars, or more than, these are multi-million-dollar cars in real life. I'm gonna guess, just to look at. I'm sure the people that own them never drive them on a track like this. I'm braking at the fucking 200 meter mark and still can't take the corner perfect. Yeah, 200 meter mark is my braking. Yeah. And I'm just back here in like shitty technology compared to yours. Man, I should have just bought the 50. Oh well. I guess I'll have both when I see the 50 in the Legends. I'll do like photo ops with them, I guess. Escapes. Boom, shakalaka. And I didn't even flinch. I got reset. That Porsche's cool as fuck. Yeah. Yes, the Porsche logo, but of course there's Fanatec, since Fanatec was around in the 60s and 70s, yes. What kind of tires you got on that thing right now? Here, let me turn off fucking auto start and whatever. I'll leave auto start on. I think we'll jump over to Dickbag's room in a fucking little bit. Let me find something comparable to that that's old and race car-y, if I have anything. Comparable to the Porsche, it's a 60s race car. I don't believe I have the GT Mark V or whatever it's called. Racing hards. I'll pull out a compare. I guess we'll see if this is car compares. I mean, maybe a GT3 can compare with that. Said go fuck yourself, I ain't turning. I'm a 60s race car, go fuck yourself. You're gaining on me for sure. So you get me in the straights, but you don't turn. How did those race cars do it back then, man? Fucking, they didn't turn. You could go fast in a straight, and then you're just understeering the fuck out of your tires in the turns. Well, it just, you had to slow down way sooner and way slower. I'm gonna go change the battery in my vape real quick. My Peter Puffer, as you Southerners call them. Peter Puffers. Puffer Peters, that's right. And I'm back. Yes, this baby wants the pets. Yes, Diesel wants the pets. Oh, do you have that Maverick one? Let's see. There we go. It's retarded. Like, the turbo kicks in and it's just...
I guess I was still muted, huh?
Yes, you were still muted.
Yeah, I forget I do the controller too, because otherwise it stays on.
Yeah. We're doing Rampage versus that GAC Maverick on Monza real fast.
Oh, are you? Yeah, I can't stay on too long, but I just wanted to come in since I needed to do these posts I wanted to do, but I've been helping my dad. He got hold of me Monday at work. I was still at work and said, "Hey, I got my water heater's leaking all over the basement." And I'm like, "Oh crap! So, do you need my help?" And he was like, "No, I think I got it." So I was already working late, and
he's working late.
I was already working late, and so I didn't go out there. But then he messaged me later. He says, "This thing won't stop leaking. I shut it all off." And I'm like, "What the hell? He must be back feeding from one of the cold water pipes or somewhere." So I went out there yesterday and got it taken out, and then he took it and exchanged it and put it in tonight. So took my whole week up.
Just this fucking Maverick will not turn.
No.
She'll go fast in a straight line, sketchy as hell. But then when she comes up to a turn, it's like, no way.
And which one are you driving, Cody?
The Rampage Roadster or whatever, the Roadster Shop Rampage.
Oh, the Camaro. Yeah, that's built on their chassis, right?
Yup, the Roadster Shop chassis. I'd love to get a fucking Roadster chassis from them, fucking LS swap, drop, ready to go, put your body on and go, baby. They sell kits like that where it's just, the powertrain's there, everything's there. It's all.
Oh yeah, they sell like complete cars. My former tech that worked for me when I was at another shop, when I was managing another shop, he worked there, but he got tired of the drive because from here, and he lives out by the airport, farther than I am. It was a good hour and 25 minutes, he said, for him to drive into where that's at, because it's in
one way.
Elk Grove Village or something. It tells you on the game here somewhere.
See, I'm having to brake way before the 200 mark at the chicane on Monza. Like my braking indicator flashes at me before I even get close to the 200 mark.
I can believe that.
Mediums.
Yeah, because that's still a pretty heavy car, isn't it?
I think so. I think it's got like the Ford V10 or a Coyote or some shit in there.
Yeah.
You want to go crash some Miatas, Bama, and fucking crash Keith's room or Kevin's room? Get real weird in some fucking stock Miatas. The Mazda fucking Miata.
Matsuda.
I still gotta fucking get some screenshots of the Mazda fucking Miata. Fucking old Steve-O fucking was posting all his Miatas, and I'm like, man, I want to take some cool pictures too with all three of them.
That was cool. I know. I'm like, oh man, now I got to do a livery before the weekend.
Yeah, like maybe I didn't want to do liveries. Maybe I just wanted to fucking, like, I think my stock one. Let's see, the Roadster S ND 15. That's the Mazda fucking Miata. And I got the Mazda Roadster National Rifle Association
Yep.
mascot delivery.
It's in the same spirit. Uh-huh.
Sure to 2 broken ones don't count.
Alright, get this VR going here.
What a bitch.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man. I just didn't have it in the budget this year.
If I would have won that Powerball lottery, I would have bought everyone VR.
That would have been cool, man.
Everyone fucking fan.
Oh, I gotcha.
Fucking from downtown LA.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Florida. Oh, was it out downtown LA? I thought it was Florida.
Apparently there's winners all over the country. Some people are saying Florida, Arkansas. So if you get the jackpot and other people win, you got to share part of that jackpot.
Yeah, it's split by however many. Yeah, however many.
Just depends on what numbers they get. So like, if you get all the numbers but no Powerball, you'll win something.
Yeah, it's like $1 million.
Or if,
I think it's a flat $1 million.
if you
A Powerball gives you another ticket.
Oh, so you got to get the very last one at least, and then the Powerball, and you'll get something good.
That is the Powerball, the last one. The last number. It's the one. It's the one that
Before
you
the last.
Whoa, shit, man! This thing turns like right now.
Yeah, I was disappointed, but I also don't get my hopes up because it's like, what are the chances? 1 in 50 billion people that are in America. I got a better chance of getting hit by a fucking semi-truck sitting in my house than winning the lottery.
Sitting in your house. Whoops. That was a little bit too deep.
I got a better chance of imploding in a Titan sub than winning the lottery. I'm going to see the Titanic. As a billionaire. She didn't think that one was funny. Yo, right? Blood money, every bit of it, that went down to see the Titanic. Racing meds. Shit, I haven't practiced much in these Miatas, and now I gotta practice in 3 separate cars. I've been putting all my focus into the fucking Trans Am just so I can fucking stay ahead of Steve. I want to be the underdog that fucking shines this fucking series, even though it's a short series. I thought I was gonna do that this series with Kevin, but no. Am I still in the lead?
Oh man. Well, it's gonna depend because we've already got part 1 of this event as the Trans Am race, so you're gonna be doing very well there. But Steve, because he has fast qualifier, will be on the pole. But you'll be right next to him.
I know he'll be on the pole, but as far as like the points, so like what? The first, you said part 2 of the Holiday Exhibition Series, I finished first overall of the first race, right?
I have to look that. I actually don't remember. I've been so busy with other stuff. Yeah, I'll have to go back and look at that because I still got to make that stuff up yet. It's so hard to make those results. It's not so hard doing the points.
Get your points.
Putting them in the system is what is getting them, you know, to like a printable form or like something I can post. Is hard to do.
Excel spreadsheet maybe.
I don't have it. I don't have any. I did on my old hard drive, but I put a new hard drive on my computer, so now I don't have it.
Intuit QuickBooks?
Don't have that. Well, I mean, I have the old version that I had when I had my shop, but it's on a dead hard drive.
Make yourself up some Microsoft Works or Microsoft Works if you're cheap ass, Microsoft Word if you got money.
Yeah. Ooh, she slid on me there.
No, you're good. I gotta use paddles anyways, you're good. In the Roadster car, I don't have a shiftable clutch and gearbox. Because it's a full racing transmission, not the manual.
Yep.
I asked to see if I could use the manual just so I can shift my own gears, but sadly, no.
It doesn't let you, huh?
That's okay. Well, you can still use the 6-speed, but there's no clutch capability when you're
I
using
gotcha.
manual transmission.
So what shifter do you have? Is that the Logitech one?
Yeah, the G29.
I gotcha. Okay. Because I know the Thrustmaster one, you can actually put a little plate on it and make it a sequential.
Yes, you can buy. People 3D print them all the time. You can buy the sequential setup for this. And then just change it in your settings as well. And you can change, like, you can get custom shift knobs for this. People that play American Truck Simulator fucking just put it over to where you got, like, the rear end, like, let's say you want second gear high, second gear low.
Yeah, yeah,
Have that toggle switch added to it and shit, and, like, have the trucker shifter and shit. What I really want to do is get the NRG Racing Wheel Company fucking adapter plate, and then get like a nice Alcantara wheel to put on
yeah.
my G29.
Yeah, I've been looking for one that we replace with the airbag to see if I can somehow modify it. Yeah, because that's the expensive part, right? Is the actual design of the wheel itself.
Yeah.
And then I would like to do is where I could just set the controller right in it.
Well, like what wheel setup are you using?
I've got the Thrustmaster.
Okay, so it might be different on yours, but I know on the G29, like all the buttons and stuff are actually separate from the actual wheel assembly. So like you unbolt the wheel separately, your R2 buttons and L2 buttons and all that stay there, and then your hub just extends the wheel a little bit away from the buttons. Like it extends the wheel a little bit closer to you.
Yeah, so the Thrustmaster, you can actually take the I have to look at it again. Now I'm looking at this. I'm trying to look at this Miata wheel in VR.
Right.
Hang on. Oh yeah. So yeah, when I took this apart, I'm trying to remember what this did. Yeah, so you can actually take like this and unbolt this section with all the buttons in it, and the wheel is actually separate.
Yeah.
And so you can actually they sell like wheels that you can just put the controller part of it in, the mount of it in, and just attach it to it. I've seen those on eBay and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. But if we all had money, we'd all be rolling with nice Vanitags with interchangeable.
Right. Yeah.
Gran Turismo wheels, the Club Sport wheels, the Formula 1 wheels, McLaren wheels.
Yeah.
I think the company, I think it's like AskSim or some shit. It's one of those like PC racer wheel companies. Dude, they have a sick ass McLaren wheel, I think. I think it's theirs. It's like a Podium or some shit. I don't know the company, but they got some sick ass wheels that have like not just your LED bar for the gauge for like the tag. They have literal like screens with your lap times that can pop up, and like you can show information on the wheels, so you don't have to look, like you can just quick glance, I guess. Like
yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Yeah, I follow a lot of those. I took a like an online class. I can't remember the name of it now. The guy's name was Lawrence or something that ran it. It was like a Zoom type thing.
Yeah, it was like a sim racing class.
Yeah,
Or like a sim racing streaming class.
Yeah, something like it. Yeah, because it was, shit, I can't think of the name of the company, but I've got it in there somewhere.
Yeah, and now he's dogging on them too.
I built another car here.
The dad challenge? Yeah, that guy. The guy that just talks shit on all the family vloggers on YouTube, yeah. Yup. Definitely a difference in driving from going from the Trans Am to these Miatas.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Like, I think I'm definitely gonna have to put some time. That's what's hard, is tweaking the transmissions. That's what's gonna take me the longest. I could have the suspension to fucking get me around the track smooth as fuck, but I ain't gonna be any faster than anybody if I just leave my transmission set to a top speed.
Yeah.
So my front wheels feel pretty, like if I'm turning on that last turn, it's almost like when I turn it feels like the front end bounces kinda at a high speed. What could I do to alleviate that?
So you're in the Roadster?
Yes.
The touring car, I mean?
Yes, the M.
Feels like it's bouncing?
Yeah, like it almost feels like it's tire roll bounce. Like a da-da-da-da-da kinda.
Oh, like you're getting a chatter?
Yes, it's almost like the tires rolling and then like bouncing back up or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
Or it might be the suspension is just too stiff. Maybe that's
it. It could be, yeah. I run my stuff a lot, most of it fairly in the middle. And then the frequency, depending on which car, it always says like, you know, stock cars you want to keep like under 2 usually, and you know, the full-on race cars can get way up there, but I usually kind of find just like a middle balance, and then if I'm comfortable driving it for a race, I'll stick with it, but I don't have a lot of time to practice usually, so.
Me neither. My nights are usually like, if I'm home early enough, I'll jump on during the week at night, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So normally, like, if someone hosts a room the night after, like, the after race on Sunday, I'll try to fucking practice, get just the basics in, you know? Get a feel for the track in the car, see what I might need to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
Who is in front of me? So tell me the new Santa Fe wheels, like I think it was like the Santa Fe 177. Tell me those wheels don't look like 80s Volkswagen wheels. Like
which ones?
I think it's called the Hyundai like 177. It's like their concept car.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, because people were posting that on my super group saying, "Oh, look, they copied the MK2," and I'm like, nah, not really.
Yeah, the wheels look like they're like 80s Volkswagen wheels, like the dish wheels.
Yeah.
With like the fin, the air vents on the outside.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember that car. I don't remember 100% what it looked like, but I do remember some of the things that people were saying about it.
Well, what's funny is I saw Instagram that the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe, it looks like they designed it after the 177. How it's
really?
like square and blocky and like.
And I guess they actually had a car, yeah, that they actually did base that on, the car that they had way back in the day before they were ever even anywhere near the U.S., like in the late 70s or something.
Yeah, I wonder if that's why they called that concept like a 70s.
I think it is. It's something like that, yeah.
Alright, so let's see. What can I do? Probably gotta soften this bitch up. Let's maybe stiffen the sway bars. But...
yeah, if you feel like the suspension is bouncing, yeah, you might want to put a little more roll bar in it.
Put some roll bar. We will... No, expansion's pretty high. Compression... Maybe I'll turn compression down, because maybe what's happening is it's compressing too much when I'm hitting bump stops.
Maybe, yeah, that could be.
Natural frequency, let's turn U down to 220. Ew. It's literally a gross fucking cross-dressing bitch. On TikTok right now. Trying to fucking lure kids in.
Jeez.
We don't have a fucking...
Nah, I drove right in the grass.
We have a fucking mental health crisis.
I know, it's not a problem with... Yes, I agree.
Are we limited onto rear downforce for the cars?
No, as long as it's adjustable. Now there's no wing on the stock car, so...
No,
the S car.
TC.
Yeah, no, you're not limited to whatever you can run whatever you're comfortable with.
I think it's reflecting off their backyard from their back door light. Alright, car settings. Yes, I can. Transmission. Let's do 373 gears. Let's see where my transmission takes me from there. 373. Alright. Oh, my headlights popped up. That means I'm in business.
Or it's cloudy.
Right.
Woo! Oh, just kissed the barrier there.
Hell
Nice.
Yeah, Bammers. Hell yeah, buddy boy.
Whoop. I'm trying to see the spec car on mediums. If I can run it consistently. 1047.
Who's in front of me? I'm gonna get ya.
Probably are, because I'm in the spec car.
Oh.
Are you horny back there?
Take that, viewers. I'm gonna hurt your eardrums. See that sketchy?
That was a little bit sketchy. It's amazing because the spec car feels fast, but then that thing you get in and it's like, holy crap.
Okay, I gotta fix that. Coming through under the rainbow, when I start making that left turn, it's almost like my car hella under, like heavy understeer.
Oh, really?
I'm turning, but it's still wanting to go out towards the gray. So let's try taking the front camper and doing this. And then, yeah. You know what? Another issue I might be having is that might be too high for the downforce, and that's causing the weight to be pushed down and the front to lift up a little.
That's possible. This track is like one of those, it's like you gotta find a happy median because the two long straightaways. But then it's got, you know, that cutback or whatever kink.
Yup. Alright guys, I'm over it. I'm gonna call her a night.
Alright.
I gotta fucking get ready to go to sleep and yeah.
Alright man, we'll see ya.
I was gonna get off at 10, but it's 10:08.
Well, it's past midnight here.
I know, you crazy bastard.
I didn't even get home till after, well actually tonight I got home a little bit earlier than last night. It was 10 till 10.
Home late as fuck. What time do you go in for work?
Well, I get up and work, and then I go in at, I usually get there between 9 and 9:20, somewhere around there. But I work usually 2.5 to 3 hours before I go in, because my whole days are just one big interruption, so I try to get as much done as I can here. There's only certain things, I can't do everything, but I can do some stuff. And that stuff is usually the tedious stuff that takes up your extra time. So I try to get all that done without any interruptions.
Yeah, for sure. Because otherwise you never get shit done.
Oh, I know. And then like this week, like I was saying, between working kind of a little later Monday and then my dad's house 2 nights in a row, it's like, geez, it's already Thursday. It's already tomorrow's already Friday. What the hell?
I know, it makes no sense. You're crazy. I thought I was crazy, but you're crazy.
Crazier.
You stay up till 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
You go into work at fucking 9, and then you work until, what'd you say, 7?
Yeah, 6:30, 7 o'clock usually right now. Just depends.
You're crazier than me.
Yeah. I'm just trying to break it up as much as I can. Break my day up as much as I can, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll see you, man.
I'll see you guys around.
Alright, we'll see you, Eric.
I'll see you around, sir.
Yep.
Tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow night.
I'll
probably do a practice lobby at least tomorrow night, as long as I'm not completely drained.
Right.
That way everybody can jump in and.
10 p.m. You'll start.
It could be. It might be. It just depends on what time I get out of there tomorrow night. So I'm trying to get out of there early because I think I'm gonna have to go in Saturday, which sucks. But I should have everything set up. I wanted to get these posts done, so I'm gonna work on that after I get done here.
Alright.
Alright, man. We'll talk to you.
Cool deal. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow and get some time in and fuck off.
Yep, there we go.
Alright, man.
Alright, we'll see ya. Bye. Alright, YouTube, that is it for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this livery real quick. I think I've got a Miata livery. I'll have to double check. I think I do. So we're gonna take the black car, the jet black mica, and see if I go over here and see, because this is a non-wide car, so this should be, I believe I've got a livery for this car, at least a base to start with. Livery editor, open design. Oh yeah, we get quite a few. Nations Cup MX5 USA. Let's take a look at these. MX5 USA. Oh, that doesn't look too bad, actually. Let's go back. Open design. Let's see the second one. Nations Cup. That doesn't really look any different. Open design. Back in black. Oh, see okay, the numbers aren't right. Okay. That one doesn't look too bad. I think I'm just going to start with a new one. It's so easy to do now. I'm getting a lot better. Let's see, what else we got? Patriot. I think that's... Oh, okay, so that's the one with the flags all over. And I think the last thing is the one we made up, Miata Mayhem. Okay. We're gonna make a new one. Okay. We're gonna say, let's save this as it is now. Multiple Miata Mayhem Tsukuba KPD FQ2 S. Alright, let's start with our flag. Well, I usually don't do this in VR. We're gonna go 55% on 55. How cool is that, huh? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of throw some things at this one. There we go. Add our YouTube logo. That's a big one. We don't need that big. Is that actually machine gray? I thought it was. Oh, it's black. I actually kind of like that color better on there. Let's go to the other side, change that. See if we can find a nice Mazda Speed logo. I actually like that one. Let's see how we can spread that one out. That looks pretty good, kind of curved like that, huh? Actually, this isn't really a Mazda Speed, is it? Well, some of the power ads might be. Oh, that actually went across the fuel door pretty well there. Can't see the... There's a screenshot if you want. Doesn't have the exact same thing. Oop. Doesn't look right. Ah, that's the problem. Alright, folks, I think I'm going to call it a night. I think we got a good base here. We'll work on some other things. Maybe pick up a few more liveries. Alright, that's it. We'll see you around. Until next time.